Welcome back to the Mind Body Business Podcast. I'm your host, Jane Bellante. So excited to be here. It is Thanksgiving week, and I trust that you will enjoy your time off on Thursday, maybe Friday. So today I wanted to reflect a little bit about seeing life as a sacred gift. And I think that like every single day we are presented with two choices. And those choices are that we can move through life reacting to what happens. So reacting, right? Reacting to what happens, chasing, comparing, trying to get ahead. Or we can move through it awake and aware and in appreciation for the sacred gift that it actually is. And since it is Thanksgiving week and we tend to reflect upon what we are grateful for, gratitude is not just a feeling we pull out on good days. It really and truly is a practice, and it's a practice of perception. So it's the way that we choose to look at the world, even when things don't look the way that we planned. And we tend to think that we have like so much control, right? And that we can plan everything out. And that if it doesn't go our way, then we like get thrown right into the black hole, right? But like I said, gratitude is a practice of perception. So today I want to talk about what happens when you choose to see everything, the people, the moments, and the challenges as sacred. Because when you stop trying to force the path, which I did for so long, and start noticing how much beauty is already right here, your entire world changes. Welcome to the Mind Body Business Podcast. I'm your host, Jane Bellante. And this show is about what happens when you stop separating your life, your work, and your well-being, and start leading all of it from truth. Each episode will explore the connection between your thoughts, your body, and your business so you can create a life and success that actually feels good. Let's get started. Let's begin, and I want to begin with speaking about our habits and the habit of like forcing your path to work. And I know that we're conditioned to do this, especially now in this world that we live in of social media. Got to be everywhere all the time, got to stand out. People have to see you, blah, 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 blah. Got to create that scroll stopping post, all of that. It's so easy to get caught up in that. And we are taught to measure progress. We're taught to set goals. We're taught to build momentum. And those things can be good, but when they become the only way we see ourselves, we lose sight of what we're actually doing, why we're creating, or, creating a business, creating art, creating whatever it is that we're creating, our lives, right? When we're always trying to get ahead, we stop being present. And we all know that the present moment is the only thing we ever have. And that really throws us into seeing life as a series of problems to solve instead of experiences to receive. And that is the very moment that we disconnect from gratitude. Because gratitude can only exist in the present moment. It's not in the next milestone. It's not in your next success. Like those are great and you can be grateful for them, right? But you can be grateful for them when they happen, in the moment. Gratitude lives right here in this moment. And I tell you all to like visualize the life that you want, right? And you can have gratitude for that visualization, what it feels like, how you feel, how you act, what has come forward in your life because of what has transpired. And you can be grateful for that, but it's still in the moment, it's still in presence. And the one thing that I really know is that, like, if we choose to not be grateful, and let me rephrase that, because we don't choose to not be grateful. Inherently, we're grateful for our lives, right? But what we forget is that there are people around the world who literally wish for the life that we have. They wish that they had a home. They wish that they had that beautiful shampoo that you allow yourself to have every day. They wish they had a refrigerator full of food. They wish they had a car to drive, right? We forget about that. And we just get caught up in the hustle. So let's ask ourselves here, am I constantly pushing for the next thing? Or am I letting myself notice what's already here, the people, the opportunities, and the lessons? And those things, they're in the background supporting you. And we tend to think of lessons as like not being super supportive, right? But if you learn them, it's like a stepping stone for your foundation so that you can grow even stronger. Does that make sense? Hey, Lynn. Hey, Connie. So, seeing this world that we live in through a sacred lens, it doesn't mean ignoring what's hard. It doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. Because, like, again, you've heard me say this 7 million times, what even is perfect? But it just means being willing to look for meaning in like what's in front of your face. So every experience, even the frustrating ones, can hold something sacred if you're willing to see it that way. So if something's delayed that you really, really want, maybe that's just giving you the time you need to grow. Or if a conflict is showing up, it might be presenting to you a boundary that you didn't know you needed. And a boundary is really important for self-love and self-worth. And when things aren't happening as fast as you want them to, this might be reminding you that you need to slow down and listen and make sure that you are creating what it is that you want to be creating. Because when you see life as sacred, nothing is actually wasted. Every conversation, every emotion, every setback becomes part of your growth. And gratitude becomes the way you stay in harmony with all of it. We tend to really focus on gratitude when it is Thanksgiving week, right? Okay, what am I grateful for? We go around the table, everybody say what they're thankful for, right? But gratitude isn't a mood, it's not a one-day thing, it's actually a choice. So we don't want to deny reality because we get to learn from that, but it really is just about directing your focus. So when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you're doing? Are you grabbing your phone and scrolling social media? Are you grabbing your phone and looking at your emails? What are the first few thoughts you have that set the tone for your entire day? Who are you waking up as? Are you waking up as your patterns that keep you in the lack hole every single day? Is that what you're waking up as? Because it is a choice. Or are you waking up in gratitude for what you already have, for the lessons that you've already learned so that you're not going to make those mistakes again, right? Do you wake up thinking about what's missing in your life and that lack, that sort of hole that you feel right here? Or do you wake up thinking about what is possible? And it is a choice, and we can shift our energy in seconds by finding one thing, just one thing to appreciate. Maybe it's the light that is streaming through your window in the morning in a certain way. I have these two super cool little like crystal towers that I got in Sedona, and they produce these amazing rainbows. So when the light hits them, and I have them next to each other, one is blue and one is like a pinkish color, and they're next to each other. So I have these amazing little rainbows. Like if I just sat and stared at that, I could appreciate that for hours, right? What about like the coffee that you love? Like I always have mine in this, and I love it so much. I'm always so sad when it's gone. And I can't make another one because that'll be too much coffee, and I'll be like, "Oh," you know. Or what about like the fact that you even have a life in general, that you are here, that you get to learn, you get to grow. We can appreciate ourselves. We forget that, right? We're so hard on ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves. And you've heard this before, but we would never talk to somebody else the way that we talk to ourselves. So are we appreciating ourselves? And as you make this a practice, these small little acknowledgments, they open the door to a bigger awareness. And the more you practice it, the more naturally you start to see everything as being connected and as being purposeful. So, a lot of people talk about manifesting. And you know that I've said a million times over, we're always manifesting every second of every day, whether we realize it or not. Look around you, that's what you've manifested. But very few people talk about actually receiving, and we cannot receive what we are not open to. So if you're constantly looking outward for answers, for somebody to verify you, um, hoping something or someone else will bring you the clarity that you need, or the success that you're so longing for, or the health or the relationships, you actually close the door on what's already trying to come through you. And what we need to remember is that we are the answers we are seeking. You are the answer you seek. You are the clarity that you're waiting for. We forget that. We forget to let ourselves be quiet. We get stuck in the hustle. We get stuck in the forcing and the pushing and the trying, and why isn't it coming? And oh my God, why does this keep happening? And I can't stand this anymore. We don't let ourselves go inside. You are the answer you seek. You are the clarity you're waiting for. And when you start trusting that, you stop chasing and you start allowing. So if you're here live with me, is this resonating with you? Are you seeing yourself in this? Because you know that I don't show up here just being some sort of I know everything person. I continue to learn and grow and understand these things on my own. And receiving requires you to be open. It means you have to make space. It means being willing to pause and say, I'm ready to see the blessings that are already around me. And that's when opportunities begin to flow naturally, because you're not blocking them with constant motion or constantly muting ourselves. And the biggest way that we mute is scrolling. Yeah. Really good at forgetting. I mean, I really think that we all are, right? So we can bring this into our lives with 3 easy steps. And if you begin to have this as a daily practice, you will begin to become more grateful, more aware of your blessings, and more grounded in the present moment, rather than muting, rather than picking up your phone all the time and just scrolling, looking for something, some sort of dopamine hit. We can give that to ourselves. So, a simple way of bringing this into your life, 3 steps. The first is morning gratitude. So before you pick up your phone, literally don't pick up your phone. If you need it next to your bed, that is fine. Make it a habit to not pick your phone up until you are out of bed, like literally maybe having breakfast. Leave your phone alone unless you're listening to or a meditation, right? Before you check your phone, I want you to name 3 things that you're grateful for today. And they don't have to be big. And in fact, the smaller they are, the better. So I talked about the light coming through. Maybe it's how cozy you feel. Maybe you know that you're meeting somebody for lunch and you're super grateful for that. The smaller, the better, because that will keep you anchored in the present moment. We don't have to like be grateful of like, humanity. We can, but that takes you out on a big, huge level and it starts to bring in doubt and worry and comparing and all of that. So the smaller, the better. Okay. The second thing you should do is pause before you push. So when you feel the urge to control or to fix something, just stop. Just stop for a second. And then you can ask yourself, what would this look like if I actually trusted it? Instead of trying to control it. Because if something's not going the way you want, it's probably medicine for your life, right? What is this trying to tell me? I talked before about like, could this be a boundary I need to have? Or maybe this is not the right path I'm supposed to be on. So, what if you allowed yourself to stop controlling or trying to fix everything or everyone else? What would this look like if I trusted it? And you'll feel your energy shift in your body. It's like you feel your shoulders go down, the heaviness in your chest starts to release. And then the third thing to do on a daily basis is ending your day in awareness. So before you go to bed, and this could be while you're sitting in bed, but I love this because we can reflect on one moment that felt meaningful from the day. You can find one thing to be grateful for from your day, one thing. Maybe it was, oh my gosh, my hair actually looked good today. Or, oh, I received a phone call from whatever, whatever it is. One moment that felt meaningful, a conversation. Maybe you made progress on an art piece that you're working on or something in your business. Maybe you just allowed yourself to be quiet. Maybe you allowed yourself to go for a walk and breathe and detach. So before bed, one moment that felt meaningful. Because when you do this, you start training your mind to look for what's right instead of what's missing. Does that make sense? And this is how you strengthen your lens of how you look at life. It's just consistency. That's all it is. It's just being consistent. What if you stop trying to control everything and just received what this moment is giving you? What if instead of chasing alignment, you notice that you're already in it? Right, Lynn? What if everything you've been working towards is actually moving towards you? You just need to be open to receive it and even see it in the first place. Life doesn't need you to force it into shape. This is such a lesson. This is such a lesson. It needs you to recognize that it's already beautiful. It needs you to give thanks for it, to trust that every step, even the ones that are super uncomfortable, are all part of your unfolding. We aren't actually missing anything. And when you choose to see the world that way, everything changes. And it's not because the world changed, it's because you have. So, on this week of Thanksgiving, see if you can adapt. this practice, this 3-step practice: morning gratitude, pause before you push, and end the day in awareness. Now, my daily practices are even more. I meditate before I even get out of bed. Well, I get up to go to the bathroom and then I come back. But I do not check my phone. I don't check my phone literally until I'm eating breakfast. So it gives me a good hour, hour and a half to not get into the rat race. The pause before you push. Stop trying to control everything. It feels so much better in your body. And then ending the day in awareness. And I actually go to sleep with headphones on, or not headphones, but my earbuds, um, with an evening meditation, and I'll wake up later and take them out. Uh, but I choose to surround myself and infuse myself with gratitude and positivity. And that's the difference between who I used to be, which was somebody that was so stuck in the hustle. And don't get me wrong, like I will fall back into that. It's a neural pathway. I'll fall back into it. I have to be aware that I'm doing it so that I can shift out. But it is about consistency. So I am trusting that this today will help you sink into gratitude as a practice, not just something that you do on Thanksgiving, or not just something that you go, yeah, gratitude this, gratitude that, blah, blah, blah. Like it really does change your life. And I really trust that everybody here is going to have a beautiful, wonderful, lovely Thanksgiving. And I'm so grateful that you were here with me today, or, watching the replay or listening to the replay, because you mean a lot to me. I know that I am being called to step forward to share my lessons with you so that you can shift too, so that you can understand who you are being, so that you can step into your real power and leave behind all of the worry, the stress, the anxiety, the rat race, the hamster wheel, all of that. So for me, it's gratitude that you're here, gratitude that you continue to show up, and gratitude that I actually get to do this. So thanks. Thanks so much. And I will see you here next week, Monday.